Alright. Hi, Emrace. Hi, Zombie. And I added everyone. You're early, you think? You're correct. VOD Squad? What do you mean, VOD Squad? Ball Torture. Thank you. Hi, everyone. How you doing? How's everybody's day? Yeah, let me turn the camera so I'm a little bit more... Oh wait, no, I want to be more... That'll do. A little down, maybe? What do we think? You look like a Skyrim villager. Thank you. Hey, what's your problem? Hey, what's your problem? Hi, everyone. Been grinding New World all day. How's New World? I've heard a lot about it, but I haven't actually seen. I don't even really actually know what the game is. Someone tell me about New World. Who plays it? Adjusting your cam like a cam girl? I hate to tell you this, but I basically am an educational cam girl. Dunkleosteus moment. Zach, I met Jewel Osco. Do you want anything?
Poggers.
Jewel Osco? What's up? Food do be a good thing. Food do be a good thing. Thank you. What in the fuck is Jewel Osco, Marge? What are you talking about? Skipping family movie night? Rip. Hey, have your family watch this instead. The presentations today aren't going to be too bad. I think I curse maybe 3 or 4 times throughout. I have 2 presentations today. And a brand new YouTube series. It's going to be fucking sick. Have you watched Squid Game yet?
Poggers.
No, but I'm going to. Plan on it. What's up, Russ? Sarava Flu? Sure. New World is what you play if you want to kill your 3090. I don't have a 3090. I have like a 10 something, 1080 or something. I don't even know. I have an old ass GPU. Yeah, you're on today. Yes, I am. Those are not words, Kyoto, but you tried your best. You look homeless? Thanks, Taco Person. I don't know any homeless person who wears a quarter button down sweater shirt, but you do you, I guess. How many posture checks am I gonna get? How's your day so far? My day is good. I woke up. I did some work. I made a new presentation for today. Then I went over to the volleyball court and, well, I went for a run. And then I went over to the volleyball court and practiced my serve for about an hour. And then I came home, and here I am. What's the extinct fish? You'll have to wait and find out. I have 2 presentations today, and then we're gonna react to 2 videos. So we're making a shitload of awesome content today. Nice facial hair, thank you. I never grow it out this long. I usually would have shaved like months ago, but Soph likes my hair, my beard hair long, and I like her, so do what you gotta do. I'm good, Gots, how are you? Whoa, you play volleyball? Yes, I do. You look like a nerdy Star-Lord? You mean Chris Pratt? Are you saying I look like a nerdy Chris Pratt? I'll take it. If the coelacanth isn't on this list, I'm gonna leave. You're not gonna like this list very much. Coelacanth isn't extinct. True. It's about extinct fish. It's also not a list, but it's a fire presentation. I'll explain the concept soon. I want to talk a little bit more. Favorite dinosaur? You know, every time someone asks me my favorite dinosaur, I say something and then everyone goes, "Oh my God, Zach, that's not a, how could you be so stupid as to think that that is a marine reptile or that is a terror, whatever." Every time that I say something, everyone's like, "It's not a dinosaur." So I'm done answering that question. My favorite extinct animal is, I think it's called Dilophodon. Do sharks have balls? Kinda. I mean, everything has like a center where testicles are made. Or, I mean, sperm are made. Wait, no, not a Dilophosaur. No. That's not the one I was thinking of. No. Is it Dimorphodon? What's the small, cute, flying one? Utahraptor's pretty cool. Is it Dimorphodon? Yeah. So the first time someone asked me, I said Mosasaur, and everyone went, "Shut up, Zach. That's not a dinosaur." And then someone asked me again, so I answered Dimorphodon, and then someone said, "That's not a dinosaur." So I'm over it. I'm done trying to tell you my favorite dinosaur because every single time everyone's like, actually not a dinosaur. Why are so many people asking me if various animals have balls? Nat, help. Gots, help. Mods, please remove the people who are spamming do blank have balls in all caps. Do you like doors? I go through them on a frequent basis. I don't know that I've ever stopped and thought, hey, this is a good door, or hey, this is a bad door. I'm good, Nat. How are you? Can you try fish feed and grow? I don't know. There's a lot of different games that people want me to play, but I'm not really, I don't know. Whenever I try to play games on stream, I feel weird doing like gameplay commentary because I feel like I have nothing unique to offer. What's up, Elliot? When I play video games that aren't like, I don't know how to explain it. Anyways, shall we present? What games do you play? Mostly Melee. You could play Subnautica again? In theory, I could. You got games on your phone? Abso-fucking-lutely, I do. Would you care to play more Subnautica? Not really. I feel like I've explored everything that's going to be interesting, and if I made another video, it would kind of just be shitty. Alright. Let's begin, everybody. I present to you the brand... No, I'm not gonna do it like a fucking movie commentator. I have created a brand new series for the YouTube that I am going to be streaming. Thank you, Waffles the God. Basically, I was thinking I need a way to make short form content that's like around 10 minutes long, is educational and interesting, and also entertaining. And I need to be able to do all of this in somewhat short periods of time, because if you guys don't know, I'm in school, I play volleyball multiple times a week, I have a girlfriend who I talk to frequently, and I have lots of other things going on. So I needed to come up with some kind of short form but like highly entertaining content that I could do fairly often. And something that people ask me about a lot is extinct fish. Very commonly I get asked about extinct fish. And like what my opinions are on like certain fish, like say Dunkleosteus, or like other extinct interesting fish, or like old coelacanth like relatives and all that. And I've never really known a ton about coelacanth or about extinct fish. So I figured it would be a good learning opportunity for me, and also a good way to have educational content and entertaining content for chat to talk about some of the craziest extinct fish in existence. And of course, today we are going to start with the Placoderms, which is a huge class of extinct fish. Pretty awesome. A lot of people's like favorite extinct fish because they're very well known for a certain member of their class, but we'll get to that soon. All right, so let's begin with the Placoderms. First of all, the name, what placoderm means. It's Greek, both ends. Placo means plate. Derma means skin, like a dermatologist. Placo just makes sense. This is one of the fossils from a placoderm. This is the lower plate of a jaw. You can see how like plated and hard, and basically they're armored fish. That's the idea. Oh. Hi, Slime Gaming. How are you? Thank you. This is an interesting adaptation because when people think placoderms, I think oftentimes they think just like Dunkleosteus type thing. They think like armored fish, big jaw, teeth, all that, right? Placoderms are completely extinct. There are no members of this class that still exist. So this is an interesting one that I want to present, the Brindabella spis stensioi. There's no shot I said that correctly first try, but the beautiful thing about Latin is that everyone who speaks it natively is dead. So I can say that however the hell I want, and as long as it's kind of generally Germanic, it's fine. So, let's begin. Basically, the way that this is going to work is I'm going to take you through all of the different members and the interesting parts of the class Placoderms. So basically, by the end of this, you will know everything there is to know about all of the different Placoderms, and you might also learn some specific stuff about some interesting fish. So first of all, we'll start with the members. Let's learn about them. First of all, we have the antiarchy, and that means opposite anus. And it's this little fucker right here. Very interesting looking. Kind of reminds me of a horseshoe crab with fins. Thank you, Nico Jin. Kind of looks like a horseshoe crab with fins. Little weird. It's called the opposite anus because the guy, the scientist who was discovering it, thought that the anus was on the same side of the body as the oral cavity. So basically he thought that the mouth and the anus were next to each other, but they're not. That was just a misnomer. And once they realized that it's not true, it has a normally placed anus and a normally placed mouth, they never corrected it. So it's still the antiarchy to this day. It's the opposite anus. Okay? And then we have the Arthodira. The Arthodira means jointed neck. And this guy might look a little bit familiar because this contains the family that everyone's favorite fish that Chad is being spammed with is made. It is not a Dunkleosteus, this picture, but Arthodira contains the Dunkleosteus, which brings us to our crazy ass fish of the day. Everyone knew what it was going to be. It's the Dunkleosteus. Dunkleosteus is this fucking massive, large-jawed, huge fish that is just like the center of so much attention when it comes to extinct fish. It's like most people's favorite extinct fish because it's big, it's powerful, it's got like the cool teeth, and the fossils look sick. This like fossil right here looks exactly like the one I would collect in Animal Crossing. When I played Animal Crossing, you could dig for fossils, and one of the ones, there are like hundreds of fossils you could get, but one of the ones you could get was a Dunkleosteus head that looked basically exactly like this, and I collected them. I would just go in, I would dig out the fossil, get all of them checked to see if any of them were Dunkleosteus, and then I would like turn off my switch, put it to the next day, collect all the fossils, and do that over and over again for hours just to collect as many of them as I could. Some interesting things about the crazy ass fish of the day. The most well-known one is the Dunkleosteus Torelli. That's the giant one. Could get up to basically 29 feet long, which is absolutely insane. Weigh 4 tons. They had a bite force of 7,400 newtons. So newtons of force, basically the equivalent of a black rhinoceros sitting on you. But not only is the black rhinoceros sitting on you, but imagine the black rhinoceros has these teeth, this like bony plated teeth. So just absolutely insane and decimating bite force. Pretty sick. All right, some of the rest of the members in the Placoderms we're going to go through. There's the Brindabella spida. Apparently Brindabellas are some mountains in Australia, and they just named this like weird looking like lancet fish, which has like a platypus-like snout, after the mountains in Australia. So the name actually has absolutely nothing to do with the fish, but that's what they called it. There's the Pterodactyl. I couldn't figure out what petal means as a root. It only exists in this fossil. I couldn't really find recreations of it. So I'm just going to go with petal fish because that's what some of the translators told me, but I could not come up with what that means. I'm sure maybe someone in the YouTube comments or maybe even in Twitch chat will know what Pterodactyl means. I know ichthy is fish because ichthyology. They're small and they're flat, so I consider them the runts of the litter. Of the class of Placoderms, these are basically the runts of the litter. They're small, they're flat, they're more like flounders than any of these cool guys. We've got the Philopeda, which just looks absolutely insane. This looks like something out of Japanese mythology. I've seen this drawing before, and it's like, obviously, drawings aren't necessarily created by scientists. Drawings are like recreations that like artists make of things, and their intention is just to like recreate what they see in fossils using the features. So it's not like this is like perfectly accurate, but still, it's super cool. They're also flattened, but they're ambush predators, which is not very common. And then they're freshwater, which among the Placoderms is rare. Most of the Placoderms were at least brackish, mostly saltwater. So this is one of the freshwater orders within the class of Placoderms. Thank you, Shawnee Wonkinob for the sub. I don't even know how to say your name. All right, next up is the Tyctontidae. All right, well, I guess Tycto means folded, because Dontida means teeth. So they had less armor than the other placoderms. When you think placoderms, you're mainly thinking about the armor. You're thinking about, like, you know, the big bony plates that exist on the outside of the fish, because that's just like what they're commonly known for. But these guys had a lot less armor. You can see sort of like where the armor is centralized in the head area, and they looked like modern day chimeras, which, if you don't know, they're elasmobranchs. They're basically, well, they look basically exactly like this. A lot of placoderms are considered like prehistoric chimeras because they look a lot like chimeras. And they are the only placoderm, I think, that are sexually dimorphic. If you don't know, sexual dimorphism means that the male and the female animal of the same species look differently. All right, we've got the Renanita, the Rhine fish. I don't even really know what Rhine means, but that's what it's called. So the armor is made out of unfused scales. So people consider this like an ancestral order. This is considered like an old placoderm. So when you talk about like the class placoderm, or any class in the cladistics and phylogenies, there's like an ancestral trait, something that all of the species within it share, and that's what makes them, you know, somewhat related, or it's ancestral trait. And the Rhine fish have the most like defined or undefined, I guess, version of the ancestral trait. They basically have the ancestral trait. So they're considered an old ancestral order. Then we have the Acanthothoraci, which is closely related to the placoderms above, but you can just see the drawings. Like, I love recreations of extinct fish. This drawing literally looks like a dragon. It's just so cool. So they're closely related to these guys. So they also are, you know, pretty ancestral, and they're called spine chests, and they have large spines coming from their chest. Surprise, surprise. They're called spine chests because they have large spines coming from their chest. But look at these drawings. I mean, obviously they probably didn't exist in this color or this like extravagant, but I mean, I just absolutely love it. And then we've got the maybe members. So these guys are listed technically, scientifically, as members of the class of placoderms, but also it's not really sure if these orders even exist, and if they do exist, it's not even known if they would fit into placoderms. So they're just kind of here tentatively until we find more fossils, because some of them are only known from one fossil. So we've got the pseudopedalichthida. So basically, if you remember the pedalichthida from earlier, this is a pseudopedalichthida, so it's a fake pedal fish, basically. May not even be a real order. There's only been a couple of specimens found. And the reason that we treat them differently is because they were preserved in different ways. So like when fossils are made, when the animal is like crushed, it can be crushed like horizontally, vertically, all of that. And so basically the few fossils that we have of pseudopedalichthida are all preserved in different ways. So it's hard to tell if the difference is actually morphological differences in these fish, or if the differences are in the way that the fish was preserved. So it may not even be a real order. These might just be pedalichthidas that were preserved in a weird way. Who knows? So take it with a grain of salt. And then we've got Stencioella. Don't even ask me what the hell Stencioella means. I tried. I don't know. I can't figure it out. It's the most mysterious placoderm. It's listed as the most enigmatic placoderm. It's only known from like a small slate in Germany. It might not even be a placoderm. Scientists think it might be a chimera, so that's why it's like tentatively in the placoderm family. And there's basically nothing known from it. These guys are basically only known from a couple fossils. All the other fish you'll go through have at least like a decent amount of fossils that you'll find. These guys, who fucking knows? And yeah, that is all I have to say on placoderms. So that was the first trial of the new series. What did you guys think about my presentation on placoderms? Do you like the series of me going through crazy extinct fish? Are we a fan? I know a lot of people who watch me like crazy extinct fish. Okay, so I have two videos to react to. And I have one more presentation. What should I do next? Should I do another crazy extinct fish presentation and then do the reacts? Should I do one react, crazy extinct, one react? Like, you know, go back and forth? What do you guys think? Presentation. React. Okay. React, then extinct, then react. Honestly, okay, people are saying back and forth. Okay. All right. In that case, shall we watch 10 animals that make swimming extremely dangerous? Swimming as a concept is extremely dangerous because of these 10 animals.
Most people, when asked what the most dangerous creature underwater is, answer...
Most dangerous creature underwater. I would probably answer a bull shark.
It's a shark.
Okay.
Sharks have a bad reputation for killing unsuspecting divers whenever the opportunity arises. But did you know that you're actually more likely to be killed by a hippopotamus than a shark? The number...
Well, that's not true because there's no hippopotamuses where I live. So I am most definitely not more likely to die to a hippopotamus than a shark. Because hippos do not live where I do.
deadly shark attacks against divers in 2020 worldwide was 10. So sharks are not the ones to blame for the divers' deaths. So if you're determined to plan a dive, you still might wonder whether there are some exotic underwater creatures you might not want to provoke.
Sure.
We've done some research, and these are the 10 sea creatures who you might want to admire from a distance. Lionfish.
Okay.
The lionfish is characterized by a...
So, I mean, yes, venomous, but also, like, popular in the aquarium trade, frequently handled, literally everywhere in Florida waters. I don't know that this fish necessarily makes swimming extremely dangerous, but I understand.
Visible warning
I'll give it a
with
thumbs
red,
up.
white, creamy, or black bands. Spectacular pectoral
You say
fins.
creamy? What?
Red, white, creamy, or black bands.
That's not a color, man. Why? Why did he say red, white, black, or creamy? that's not a color, man.
Bands, spectacular pectoral fins, and venomous rays with spiny wings. The potency of their venom makes them excellent predators and hazardous to fishermen and divers. In humans, the lionfish venom can cause systemic effects such as extreme pain, nausea, vomiting, fever, and breathing difficulties. It's rare when their venom is fatal to healthy adults, but some species have enough venom to cause extreme...
10 animals that make swimming extremely dangerous. They don't even limit themselves to fish. They can choose anything in the ocean that makes swimming dangerous, and they just talked about how it's rarely fatal. Cool.
So if you're diving in the Caribbean or Eastern Atlantic, which is where lionfish are found...
Oh yeah, once again, not dangerous to me. I don't live in a place where lionfish are.
I still recommend you admire these beautiful white striped creatures from a distance.
The most dangerous thing in water is water.
Sea snakes.
Okay.
Sea snakes are very venomous. Some are more venomous than their terrestrial cousins.
This isn't terrible.
The beaded sea snake, for instance, has venom so toxic that 3 drops of it can kill 8 people outright. Sea snakes are retiring creatures. They are very shy and would rather swim away from humans and other creatures. And even if it does bite, it rarely releases venom.
You're talking about the top 10 animals that make swimming extremely dangerous. How are you going to put something that avoids people and even if it does bite, doesn't always give venom?
Their fangs have a different shape from their earth cousins. It's shorter and breaks easily. It wouldn't fit in a wetsuit. Cone snail.
Yeah, that's valid.
When we think of dangerous animals, most likely snails are very far from the top. So you might be surprised, but the cone snail can actually be deadly. Cone snails are a large group of small to large-sized, extremely venomous predatory sea snails. With bright colors and conical patterns, the cone snails can be really attractive, so people may be tempted to take live animals in their hands. This is risky because the snail often fires its harpoon in these situations. In the case of the larger species of cone snail, the harpoon is sometimes capable of penetrating skin, gloves, or wetsuits. The
Hi,
sting
Rich.
of many of the smallest cone species may be no worse than that of a bee or hornet sting, but in the case of a few of the larger tropical fish-eating species, a sting can be fatal. The most dangerous species to humans are the larger ones, which feed on little fish, living on the bottom.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I'll take cone snail. I have nothing to say about cone snails. I would not fuck with a cone snail ever. If I see something even remotely like that, it's a solid fuck off. No shot.
Stingrays. Stingrays are a group of sea rays,
Solid
which
disagree
are
with this
cartilaginous
one.
fish related to sharks. Stingrays are common in coastal, tropical, and
Very few stingrays are actually dangerous, and the ones that are have to. I mean, I know it's a big thing because Steve Irwin, but he got really fucking unlucky, you know? No shot, he should have died. I mean, it's just terrible placement, but that's why everyone's afraid of them.
Subtropical marine waters throughout the world. The stingray's coloration commonly reflects the seafloor shading, camouflaging it from predatory sharks and larger rays. Stingrays are usually not aggressive and ordinarily attack humans only when provoked, such as when a ray is accidentally stepped on. A stingray injury is caused
They don't
by
attack
the venom.
human. Okay, so we're 4 in, and none of these things actively attack humans, because reality, nothing actively attacks humans. So the only way that any of these make swimming extremely dangerous is if you approach them and put your body near them.
Tail spines. When they are threatened, they're...
Oh yeah, Steve Irwin, his brother, I think it was his brother, whoever was with him, said as Steve Irwin was dying that his main concern was not his health. His main concern was that people were going to blame the stingray and be upset about, with the stingray when it wasn't the stingray's fault. So, don't blame stingrays.
main reaction is to swim. However, when attacked by predators or trampled on, the stinger in their tail is whipped. This is normally ineffective against sharks, their main predator. Contact with the stinger causes local trauma, pain, swelling, muscle cramps.
I love these stock videos of the guy in the bed.
Result in infection from bacteria or
Everyone
fungi.
asks why the stingray, no one asked how the stingray.
True.
Although fatal stings are very rare, Steve Irwin, nicknamed the Crocodile Hunter, a television personality, wildlife expert, environmentalist, and conservationist, got killed by a stingray injury. Irwin died on September 4, 2006, after being pierced in the chest by a stingray barb while filming in Australia's Great Barrier Reef. His death became international news and was met with expressions of shock and grief by fans, the media, governments, non-profit organizations, and other celebrities. The Great Barracuda.
Come on.
The Great
I gotta
Barracuda.
give a whole thing on Steve Irwin. We all sit here in silence and respect for Steve Irwin, and then you hit me with the fucking Barracuda that makes swimming dangerous.
Also known
Who has ever just been casually swimming and gets attacked by a fucking Barracuda?
as the giant barracuda, is a common species of barracuda, large, predatory ray-fin fish found in subtropical oceans around the world. This curious fish willingly approaches divers and is only aggressive when provoked. The Great
Literally everything has only been aggressive when provoked. So the lesson I'm getting is swimming is not dangerous as long as you don't provoke the animals around you.
Barracuda can reach a
This is a list of the most dangerous animals if you provoke them, which it's really easy not to do.
maximum of 2 meters in length and 50 kilograms in weight. Attacks on humans by great barracuda are rare. Curious sight-oriented fish, barracudas sometimes give an aggressive bump to snorkelers and divers. When attacking, they often do so because a barracuda tries to steal a fish from the lance fisherman or misinterprets a shiny object, such as a diving knife, for a shiny fish. Such incidents usually consist of a very rapid blow, the result of which can be a laceration and a certain loss of tissue.
Yeah, fun fact, guys. Most animals will retaliate if you provoke them, if you attack them. That doesn't make them dangerous animals.
Deaths from barracuda attacks are rare. In
What is this?
1947, a death off
Is this a pulse with a cross in the middle? What is this image?
Key West was attributed to a barracuda,
What?
followed by another
I feel like that was some super religious mom thing where she was like, oh yeah, my heart beats for Christianity. And he just threw it on screen in the middle of a presentation about the barracuda. What?
case off the coast of North Carolina in 1957. Flower urchin.
What?
The flower urchin is found in the Indo-Pacific Ocean region, from East Africa to southern Japan and down to Indonesia and the Cook Islands, usually on sandy or rocky bottoms where it can cover itself with debris, either sand or broken shells. It's usually fully grown at around 14 centimeters in diameter, though it will grow up to approximately 20 centimeters. It's considered highly dangerous.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah. That's the guys who teach fish. / nah he's chill /
Was a spam call. Thank you.
As it's capable of delivering extremely painful and medically significant stings when touched. Their spines are their defense mechanisms. Removal of these spines...
Say medically significant? What is like a paper cut not medically significant? What is the threshold where something becomes medically significant? What does that mean?
From our body parts can be distressing, similar to removing a large splinter. Sea urchin
Similar to removing a large splinter, and this is the 4th animal that makes swimming extremely dangerous.
Stings can occur when they are touched or accidentally stepped on. Most sea urchin stings do not kill you. However, they can result in serious complications if left untreated.
Right.
Stonefish. Stonefish are masters of camouflage.
Thank God.
They can blend so perfectly with the environment that prey, predators, and even humans...
He's not blending that well. It kind of, the green spots are sticking out, but he's doing his best. I probably wouldn't see him, but I wouldn't say he's a master of disguise.
And scuba divers have trouble seeing them at all. They almost always stand perfectly still on the seabed in their favorite habitat of coral reefs and cliffs, and their colors are often perfect for the substrate. Most stonefish stings occur as a result of stepping on the creature, which forces venom into the foot, while it's less common for the fish to sting when it's picked up.
I'd step on that shit and die.
Stonefish stings can occur on the beach, not just in the water, as stonefish can survive out of the water for up to 24 hours. They are not easy to see because they look like rocks or coral. If, for whatever reason, you accidentally step on a stonefish, seek immediate treatment. The venom can cause severe pain, heart failure, and even death if left untreated. Use hot water for temporary relief from a stonefish sting. However,
thanks, Sailor Bear.
Seeking medical attention and anti-venom is essential. Blue-ringed octopus.
Okay, first of all, no one has ever just run into a blue-ringed octopus and like fucking died while swimming, but at least we're naming dangerous animals.
Octopuses are some of the deadliest marine life in the ocean, though they rarely bite humans. They live in tide pools in the Pacific Ocean between Australia and Japan.
So they're in tide pools and they rarely bite. So they rarely interact with humans and they rarely bite humans. Cool.
And also out to the western Indo-Pacific islands. They can be identified by their yellowish skin and characteristic blue and black rings that change color dramatically when the animal is threatened. They'll strike only if they feel threatened. If a blue-ringed octopus does bite you,
I love the stock footage of medical professionals
because their bites can be fatal in a short amount of time.
It's so funny.
What
that dude just? What does that have to do with anything? Dude's just staring at what, a bunch of CT scans.
By an octopus with a blue ring. First, the venom blocks nerve signals throughout the body, causing muscle numbness. Other symptoms include nausea,
we already saw this stock footage.
Blindness, loss of senses.
Buy more stock footage, bro. If you're gonna like fucking clickbait children into watching your videos, the least you can do is buy more stock footage.
And loss of motor skills.
You don't have to watch the same bald guy hang over his bed multiple times.
Including the muscles needed for people's breathing, leading to respiratory arrest. There is no known antidote, but victims can be saved if artificial respiration is initiated immediately. That's enough at least for us to not go after these fellows. Saltwater crocodile.
Okay, alright. Best one so far. Fair enough. You know what? I wouldn't say swimming is extremely dangerous, but I certainly would not want to fuck with a saltwater crocodile.
Saltwater crocodile is a crocodilian native to saltwater habitats and brackish wetlands, from India's east coast across Southeast Asia and the Sundaic region to northern Australia.
Have you seen how big these things are?
Average size males reach 17 feet and 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
But specimens 23 feet
Look
long
at that
and weighing 2,200 pounds are not uncommon. They are excellent swimmers and have often been spotted far out at sea.
They're fucking huge.
Saltwater crocodiles are opportunistic feeders that prey on a variety of species, from crabs and fish to birds, turtles, pigs, buffalo, and even humans. They communicate using several sounds, including
half of these stock footages, by the way, are not saltwater crocodiles. In fact, most of them are just random crocodiles.
Growling and chirps. The saltwater crocodile is known to show aggression towards people. Crocodiles do not necessarily set out to hunt humans. They are clearly ferocious hunters, but they're opportunistic predators. In Africa, there are several hundred crocodile attacks on humans every year. Many take place in small communities and are not widely reported. Between 1/3 and 1/2 are fatal, depending on the species.
Thanks, Thomas Chaney.
Chironex.
Hold on. Is this the number one? And it's an animal I've never heard of?
Chironex is a genus of box jellyfish in the family of Chirodropidae. It's found in northern Australian waters. Their stings are highly venomous and have caused human fatalities. Chironex grow to the size of a human head and has tentacles up to 3 meters long. A big sting from this guy can easily kill a man. Death occurs in just 3 minutes. There have been about 100...
Damn, Peekapool. What's up? Thank you. Goddamn. Yeah, they do look like a plastic bag. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can't argue with that. I didn't know this genus, but I can't really argue with box jellies. Box jellies are pretty fucked up. There's a lot of reasons not to go to Australia. This is one of them.
Deaths from Chironex stings in the last 100 years in northern Australia. However, many people were stabbed and not killed. These cubozoans are likely to swim away when they come in contact with something as large as a human. From clinical and animal studies, symptoms include severe pain, throbbing, scarring, hypotension, vasospasm, heart irregularities, and cardiac arrest. There is currently no cure, and opioids are used to control pain. Antivenom is available, but there's controversy about its effectiveness. Experimental and combined therapies performed in vitro and in vivo have shown varying efficacy. These inconsistent results are probably a consequence of the different methods used to extract the venom. In Australia, fatalities are most often caused by the largest species of this class of jellyfish, Chironex fleckeri. Since Australia began keeping records in the late 1800s, there have been 79 fatalities from this species, the most recent being a 17-year-old boy who was stung while swimming at a beach on Queensland, Western Cape York in February 2021. That's all for now.
I'll give this a 4 out of 10. It was not terrible. No, you're right. I'm thinking like grand scheme. They didn't mention sea cucumber. They didn't like say the fucking megalodon or anything. But also their entries weren't exactly amazing. I don't know. It was decent. We'll call it a decent one. Shall we look at another crazy extinct fish? All right, episode 2 of Crazy Extinct Fish, the Acanthidae. Basically, crazy extinct fish. We're just going to talk about a bunch of crazy extinct fish. The name is actually pretty self-explanatory, I'm now realizing. And today we're going to talk about Acanthidae. A lot of you guys might not know this. The first episode was on the Placoderms, which are very commonly known as like extinct fish. The Acanthidae is one that I didn't really know much about prior to researching, and I feel like a lot of people don't know a lot about prior to, I guess hearing about it. So let us begin. The name. I know acantha means spine. I'm not sure what the D ending means, but I know acantha means spine, and they're commonly called spiny sharks. It's kind of a misnomer. because there are actual spiny sharks, like spiny dogfish, that are like, you know, more reasonable for that name than these guys. But that's what they were called. This is a Diplocanthus. I think this guy's really interesting looking. I don't know what it is about him that catches my attention. Maybe it's how big the eye is. Looks off for a fish. But I just like it. And then this is a fossil from a Dinocanthus longus spinus, which sounds insanely stupid to say. It sounds like I'm like speaking pig Latin and making things up. But it's a pretty cool fossil. Like the total preservation of the side and everything, you can get a good idea of shape. All right. The members. First of all, we have the Acanthodiforms, which is self-titled. You know, like when an album has a song that's named after the album, it's called self-titled. Acanthodiforms of the Acanthidae. So, self-titled. They got to about a foot long, which is big. These spiny sharks are usually pretty small fish, but these guys get up to a foot long. They have no teeth whatsoever. So they look like this. They've got this slender thing. They think that they were filter feeders, so like a foot-long filter feeder with no teeth. So think of them like a very small whale, I guess. This is a fossil from one of the families, from an acanthode. You can see the resemblance in the shape. I mean, the tail shape doesn't exactly look the same, but this is just a drawing of a general member of the Acanthodiforms. This is more specific. And quantifiably, as far as like features go, when you're talking about like being as parsimonious as possible, they are more closely related to cartilaginous fish, so like sharks and rays and all that, the elasma branches, than they are to bony fish. But they're classified as bony fish, which I think is interesting. So basically they're sharks, but they're not sharks. So they're more closely related to sharks, but somehow are bony fish. It's a little confusing. It's sort of how like hagfish and lampreys are kind of fish, but fish are vertebrates, but they're not vertebrates. So there's just a lot of weird things going on as far as classification. I'll be honest, the more I learn about like classification and phylogenies, the less sense that any of that make. Then we've got the climatiforms, which means inclined body. These guys are really small. They're like 3 inches long, and they have 15 sharp spines on them. But unlike the other guys, which I think is interesting, these guys are a foot long and they're filter feeders. These guys are 3 inches long and they have teeth, but only on the lower jaw. So they've got like the lower jaw that clamps upwards. And they're predators. They're actively swimming through open water. They eat fish and crustaceans. They have replaceable teeth, which is a shark-like trait. You can start to see the relation to sharks. And they have large eyes, so they definitely relied on sight. So they are a 3 inch long, just a tiny, tiny, tiny sight. Yeah, you guys could swallow it whole. And they are a sight predator with spines and basically replaceable like shark teeth, but only on the lower jaw. So I think these guys are really interesting because it's weird that like the smaller one is the predator and the larger one is the filter feeder. I feel like that just goes against what you assume. But then again, basking sharks exist and frilled sharks exist. So like, who knows? This is a fossil of one of my favorites. Actually, probably my favorite in this entire class, the Diplocanthus, which we're going to look at in a second. The Diplocanthus is a climatiform. This is the crazy ass fish of the day, the Diplocanthus acis. And this thing just looks absolutely insane. I know this is like an artist recreation based on this fossil here, but look at this thing. Look at the pectoral fins and the dorsal fin. What? This is insane. It looks like, not even like beyond a lionfish. It looks like something that someone would draw for one of my competitions. Yeah, it just, the legs are insane. What are, like, I don't even know what these fins are supposed to be behind the pectoral fins, but like there's some crazy shit going on here. And again, keep in mind that all of these drawings are like artist interpretations of fossils. Not all of these are necessarily scientific. Not all of these are necessarily accurate, especially like coloration is something you just kind of got to guess. So a lot of it is artist interpretation, but like the blank stare and the gigantic long fins, I think is really interesting. So this is my crazy ass fish of the day. I wrote it out. Look at these fins, holy shit. So they are found from the Waterloo Farm slate, which is this right here. It's in South Africa, and basically a lot of like species are found in there that are like only found once. So like there's only like a couple of those fossils in existence and they're found in there. And there's like a ton of sick things that have been found in there. And this is one of the things that was found in there. And up until we found it, the Diplocanthi, which is the genus of Diplocanthus that this guy is in, the Diplocanthus acis, up until we found him in South Africa, we thought that they went extinct way, way, way further back. And then we found this guy and we're like, holy shit, they actually lived way longer than we thought. They lived for a lot, the genus existed on a lot longer than we thought. Sort of like coelacanths when we found the living species of coelacanth and realized that genus had not gone extinct. Like we had thought it had a long time ago. So it actually changed scientists' perspectives. It's got these super dope fins, and I love the artist interpretation of it. So this is my crazy-ass fish of the day. And then we've got the last fish in the Acanthidae, which is the Ischnacanthiforms, which means back, spine, body. So these guys are fucking huge in comparison to the other guys. 6.5 feet long. This is like a human-sized thing. They're significantly larger. When the other ones we were talking about like a foot long, and we were talking about like 3 inches long. Apparently this is a fossil from one of them. Don't ask me what this is or what it means or anything like that. I have no idea what this is, but Google said that this is a fossil from an Ischnacanthiform, so I'm just going to say that. And they were actively swimming, open water carnivores like the other guys, and mosaic-like scales, and they had a highly advanced streamlined body. Think like Barracuda with like mosaic scales. They could quickly move through water, turn fast, all of that. And they are thought to have lived in a lake called Lake Forfar, which was a like smallish, mediumish lake surrounded by volcanoes. So this is a 6-foot long shark-like extinct fish living in a lake surrounded by volcanoes. Just seems absolutely insane. I just love the I mean, you can't like not love the just the description of these guys. And these are some images that I wanted to show. This one creeps me out because it's like way too high quality, but this is like a recreation of one of them. Some recreations of some of the guys in the family, some other recreations, some of the guys in the family that we've seen. I just love artists' interpretations of extinct fish. So I wanted to show these. And that, my friends, is the Acanthidae. That one was a little shorter. I don't know how short it was, but we'll find out. All right. One more thing today. You guys ready? 10 dinosaurs caught on camera in real life. Oh fuck, I had no background music during that one. Why did no one tell me I didn't put background music on during that last one? I just did that whole presentation with no background music. Well, Marge is gonna have to add it in post. Someone remind me someone DM me or at me in the Discord right now and remind me to have Marge edit in copyright free music. No, I'm not, Nat. All right, 10 dinosaurs caught on camera in real life.
Hi everyone.
Jesus Christ.
Are you ready for some mystery? Now,
yes.
Today we're not going to discuss the existence of UFOs or see some ghosts caught on camera.
Okay.
We've prepared something much better for you.
It
Sure.
is a drawing of a cave.
Have you ever thought that dinosaurs could have lived until today?
Why is that Triceratops just standing in the middle of the road?
Yeah, it does sound scary and unreal, but some people managed to catch these ancient lizards on tape. Or maybe they just leveled up their
Ancient
editing
lizards.
skills.
So many people just got pissed off when he said ancient lizards. Oh, my chat is in flames. I know so many of the dinosaur nerds are angry.
Anyway, it's up to you to decide whether these videos are real or not. So, here are 10 dinosaurs caught on camera. Let's get it on.
Your mind is my warehouse. So he's storing information in our minds? Okay. It's a bit of a weird catchphrase, but I'm on board.
Velociraptor in the forest. The first video from the year 2016 was recorded in Canada.
Sure.
Yes, if you thought that there was nothing going on in Canada, this is proof that you were wrong.
Okay.
A local photographer was walking around looking for interesting places to shoot some pictures. He saw something that looked like a cave and stopped just for a few seconds.
Sure.
He thought it could become a great image for a wallpaper, so he turned on his camera and somehow accidentally, of course, switched on the video mode. Probably while adjusting the focus.
Yeah, totally. He accidentally turned on the video and aimed it at a cave.
Well, maybe he was a beginner photographer, or this camera was new to him. Who knows?
Totally.
Anyway, it doesn't matter in comparison with the thing he managed to catch with his lens. Now, look closely. What is this running something in front of the cave? Well, turns out some people believe this figure that ran really fast and hid in the bushes is a Velociraptor. Even if you don't know much about dinosaurs, you've probably seen these fast
looks like a Velociraptor.
Dragon-like animals in Jurassic Park, or on this meme. Pterodactyl.
Okay.
Turns out that to the south of Canada, in the North American state of Ohio, there are ancient reptiles too. One of them at least, and it happened to get caught on camera. A passerby was walking and minding their own business, and he didn't even think of becoming a witness of this bizarre incident. But when he raised his head, he saw something strange flying above. Something too big to be a bird, too small to be a plane, and too capeless to be Superman. On a closer look, he recognized the creature as a pterodactyl.
Right.
Yes, right, the winged predator from the Cretaceous period. Or it might be something else that looked like a pterodactyl, despite the fact that it has a horn on its head. At some point, the creature even looked back.
It's not even flying correctly.
How do we put it? Not quite realistic, but we have to accept the fact that we don't know a thing about pterodactyl.
It didn't look that was so weird. It like turned upside down but continued gliding perfectly in like a position where the wings would stop the wind and create drag.
And their behavior when they're
so
being
poorly
filmed.
edited.
Maybe you know something. T-Rex.
Do not tell me someone claims to have spotted a T-Rex.
This video lasts only 13 seconds and it's not very good quality. What the hell, it doesn't even have color, but it does have some weird creature sitting in the bushes at the edge of the woods. Look at it. It's big and moving. Wait for it, a couple of seconds more. Now it's going to raise its head and you'll recognize it immediately. Yes, you're right, this is the famous Tyrannosaurus Rex, which somehow looks surprisingly similar to a bad 3D.
Yes, the classic grass-eating Tyrannosaurus Rex.
But this isn't the only weird thing about it. For some reason, this terrible predator which used to scare the life out of everyone is walking around and eating grass. Well, that's new. Maybe you just followed the trend and went vegan. Actually, this isn't the worst that could have happened, because the
vegan T-Rex. Jesus Christ, okay.
Video suddenly stops when the cameraman raises his head. We don't really want to think about what happened to him. Velociraptor in Russia.
Man,
Velociraptor
Velociraptor
sightings are common,
If you think that all the living dinosaurs
along with the editing masters live in North America, we're going to prove you wrong. Here's another video, but this time it was made in Mother Russia, and it has all the characteristics of these kind of videos. It is black and white, check. It has horrible quality.
It's not at all looks like a Velociraptor. The neck's totally wrong. It does look like an ostrich with a tail. Or that one dinosaur that I can't remember. Yeah, Gallimimus. Yeah, Gallimimus. It looks like a Gallimimus. It does not look like a Velociraptor.
See, check. It's short, check. And of course it has a dinosaur in it. Check. Something long-legged and tailed runs near the camera in the fields. Why does someone need to put a camera in a field, you ask? Well, like you, we have absolutely no idea. According to some sources, this video is over 30 years old. Some people even say it has something to do with secret military projects. Probably some ancient lizards were at some point working for the Russian army.
Okay, just show the video. Do not tell me that the T-Rex is vegan and that the Russian army has velociraptors with knives. Let's chill.
But in this case, we'd recommend them to use a T-Rex. After all, it looks way scarier, especially with an AK-47. In the Mexico darkness. Darkness is always present in videos containing weird creatures, strange monsters, or Marilyn Manson, and night vision cameras are usually of a poor quality and very cheap too. In this video, supposedly filmed in Mexico, something with long legs and a large tail rushes in the dark forest. It all looks like decorations for a horror movie.
There's so many Velociraptor sightings, I didn't realize
dinosaurs
this.
appear and decide to start running around. It definitely doesn't sound like a romantic comedy, does it? Although, sorry, we got distracted. distracted. Let's move on with the video. It's pretty short, but if we slow it down, we can see these so-called dinosaur in detail. Oh wow. Yes, it looks like there are a few of them.
Yeah, I feel like he went on to Fiverr and like ordered 10 extremely cheap CGI artists to make like 180p lowest possible quality CGIs of Velociraptors, and then just threw them together in this video and made up random backstories.
Well, at least we counted 2, but maybe the bad environment changed them, and now Velociraptors have 4 legs and really long ones. Who knows? Dinosaur on the grass.
Okay.
Another video that appeared in 2016 was, weirdly enough, recorded by day, and it's actually of a really good quality. But everything can't be perfect. Despite the quality of the shooting and the perfect sunlight, the dinosaur managed to
Don't subscribe to Chili Wong.
hide from the cameraman, becoming one with the horizon and the surrounding flora. Here it is, check it out. It's running on the grass in the direction of some lake. If you look carefully, you can see a big horn and the green skin of the ancient animal. And don't even ask why the operator decided to turn off the camera just when a freaking dinosaur decided to take a walk in the middle of the morning. Maybe he'd been following the dinosaur for months, or probably they worked together to get millions of
He did say high quality
views on YouTube. Nevertheless, the video went viral and was seen by millions of people. So
it's
think
like
about
8 pixels total.
Velociraptor and the night vision device.
Dude, they're all Velociraptor sightings. Every single one.
2016 was the year of dinosaur appearances all over the globe. Probably this has something to do with global warming or with the fact that apps to edit videos are more easy to use now, and anyone with a computer or a smartphone can make their own creations. Anyway, and anyhow, last October, someone uploaded a video.
That was a little too. He just broke the fourth wall there. He just basically admitted that all of these are very easily fakeable.
In some forest in the US, a night vision device caught yet another Velociraptor. These creatures seem to be appearing around a lot, especially for an extinct animal. These creatures seem to be appearing around a lot, especially for an extinct animal. Nevertheless, a really fast lizard, although a little clumsy, passed by the camera and hid behind the scenes. And by its looks, the creature walks here every day. Just look at his passionless face. But the real...
What do you mean,
look at... its looks, the creature walks here every day. Just look at his...
Look at his passionless face. There's like 4 pixels and then there's giant lines. I can't look at anything.
Passionless face. But the real question is, how did this camera end up in the middle of a forest? Small country dinosaur. This situation might sound familiar to many. You arrive to your country house at the end of autumn and you decide to clean the house after a very active summer. Of course, you feel the need to record some of your work on the camera, so you turn on your phone and start to film your surroundings, thinking on how to start, when suddenly you catch a small creature with your camera. It's not a homeless cat or a homeless fox or a homeless rabbit, and not even the nephew of your neighbor. So who decided to play hide and seek in your backyard? It was actually a real dinosaur, but a very small dinosaur, to be honest. It looks more like a cartoon character and makes absolutely no noise. But after all, country houses are really weird places. Anything can happen there, and an encounter with an ancient lizard which can disappear into thin air behind a small plastic can is something entirely plausible.
It did disappear into thin air.
Running in the forest.
Yep.
Sometimes you're taking a walk in the forest and feel like turning on the camera and recording a video for your followers on Instagram, right? The author of this video wanted to do the same, so he took out his phone in the middle of the forest and started recording. But suddenly a fantastic creature crossed his path, running and hid in the bushes. It was all really fast and, to be honest, really funny. The witness is sure the creature was similar to a dinosaur. It ran like a dinosaur, it sounded like a dinosaur, and it was basically a dinosaur.
They didn't even bother animating it. That is a still image. They just dragged a still image across the screen in After Effects. They didn't even bother animating it.
Can't say what kind of lizard that was and what did it have on it.
It's a still image. It doesn't move at all. He literally picked up a piece of paper and then went, oh my god, it was a sighting.
Head. Probably it was one of those combs that you see on fake 3D dinosaurs in low quality videos. What do you think? Dinosaurs on the road. Do you like cats? Well, what a stupid question, everyone loves cats. And what about puppies and baby crocodiles and all kinds of small little animals?
Sure.
You probably agree with the fact that there is something inexplicably cute about baby animals,
I
and
suppose.
it is almost impossible to remain indifferent to them.
Sure.
The simple presence of a small creature can make you say, oh my gosh.
Okay, we get it. Animals are cute. What is the point?
Especially for you, we have this video where you can see a bunch of baby dinosaurs running and crossing the road. They're like ducklings, only faster, but still cute as hell. Just look at them. Check how funny they move their...
Okay, so this is squirrels running across the road backwards. They took a video of squirrels running across the road and reversed it and called it Dinosaurs.
Their heads and their long necks. By the way, looks like mama dinosaurs running behind its children.
Not
Maybe
squirrels,
it's their big brother
lemurs.
taking
Sorry.
care of his little siblings. Of course, this video, like the rest we saw today, is probably not real, but we have watched several times now and we can't stop enjoying it. So, dear comrades, what do you think about these kind of videos? Tell us in the comments.
That was interesting. Cool, I guess. Yep. You need the polarized glasses? Yeah. For sure, definitely. For sure, 100% need the polarized glasses to see them. That makes total sense in this situation where they're literally on screen. Yeah, that's just some reversed lemurs in this situation. Oh. Hi, me of the past. How you doing? All right, well, have a good day, everyone. Hope you had a good stream. Hope you liked the new series. I will see you soon. Bye. What, Gots? Stop typing wait and just type what you want, Gots. Yes, I got it. Thank you, Gots. All right, bye, everyone.